Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron,
And I'm Malcolm.
and today we're talking about G's mentor, Kyrie Irving, and what him being back full time means for the New Brooklyn Nets.
This is G's guy right here, so I can't wait to hear about it. Go ahead, talk about your guy, boy.
Okay, so the Nets have acquired the new and improved Malcolm X back with Kyrie Irving. So what does it mean for the Nets? It means Brooklyn, we go hard. Nobody can stop us. You saw what we did to Giannis and them boys last year. We had fear in them hearts. I mean, we was up 2-1, about to go up 3-1. Them boys are scared. Them boys are pawns, man. Them boys are pawns. We can see them first seed. I'd rather see them last, but hey, them boys are pawns. You saw Harden. He ain't want nothing smoke with Kyrie. They're out of here.
God.
You saw what we did to Miami recently? 4-0. And then who we worried about? We worried about Boston. Well, I was worried about Boston. Dang, Robert Williams. Hope he come back strong.
Dang, RP his knee.
Yeah, RP his knee.
Rip.
Shoot. Ain't nobody messing with us. It's over for the league, man. And then if we get Benny and Hunter, if we get Benny and Hunter, oh my gosh, yo.
Benny Hunter Jenner.
Yo, it's a wrap. Like, who can beat us?
Mr. Calabasas out there.
Bro.
It's over. Go out.
So G's over here speaking from like fan sense. Like he said forget any analytical type perspective of this return of Kyrie. He said Kyrie's gonna do this, Kyrie's gonna do that. Like he always talks about Kyrie the player, but not Kyrie the person. And I think that's what we have to understand, because Kyrie the person will mess it up for anybody. Because as a Boston fan, I'm already understanding. And you've seen Kyrie for the first 3 years, and how many conference finals y'all went to? Okay, so we ask these questions. We think that we're doing good, but for the past 3 years we haven't done nothing. And one thing is, if Kyrie Irving comes back, that Kyrie and Kevin Durant dynamic duo is one of the best in the league. Nobody can stop it, right? But there's one player that they acquired so they can help defend guys, and that's Ben Simmons. And he hasn't been playing since he got to Brooklyn at all. We might talk about James Harden and what James Harden has done, as far as his shape, physically wise. He's playing. He's on the court playing. And we look at Ben Simmons and we haven't seen him playing. So it looks like guys like Drummond will be one of y'all backline defenders to help y'all out on a lot of things.
Been decent.
Which is a recipe for, it's been decent. I thought
it's a Lakers
solid option. But at the end of the day, we get into the playoffs, and that's where his weaknesses are going to be exploited, especially with a team like Boston, which we see how Boston is very smart in what they do as far as pick and roll, and you have a guy like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and that will cause a lot of problems. To be honest, when we play against a team like Brooklyn, we don't really need Robert Williams for the fact that we still have guys like Daniel Tice and Al Horford, which y'all would have to figure out, find big men to be able to guard these type of guys who are very versatile. And Daniel Tice is very good at setting screens. But we're not going to talk about the Boston Celtics. We're talking about Kyrie Irving, what he can do. So, you can go ahead, Ron. I don't want to continue on talking about this Boston series. Which
this is from, I want Kobe. I know you're on the channel. You're watching the channel. This is your Boston, man. He says Rob Williams isn't valuable. Exact words. Daniel Tice can play the same role. I'm just quoting him. I'm quoting what he said.
No, you're misquoting. No, because you're misquoting what I said. What I said was Robert Williams is a big loss for us, but that's when you add a guy like Daniel Tice to the equation, who gives us a different variable as far as bigs and how they play. And the thing is, the last time we went to the Eastern Conference Finals, Daniel Tice was starting five.
You was in the bubble. Relax, bro.
This is true. Daniel Tice was a starting center. I think he'll be able to step up, and maybe that will push them over the hump against the Nets. I think Kyrie, full time, I don't know. It's crazy. I think it's scoring. We talked about that before. It's scoring low. His score is going to drop. It's just not possible to stay this high. We're playing this many games back to back. Luckily for Kyrie, it's towards the end of the season. Like, he kind of was chilling all year. His body should be fresh. As someone that's fragile, like a Kyrie Irving, he should be able to get like a bubble-esque health boost from just not playing that many games. So hopefully he doesn't fall on Giannis's ankle again or foot again. And he'll be able just to play in the playoffs. Like, I think they'll beat the lower teams. It's just like you said, when they play one of those top 5 Eastern Conference teams, I think so. I think all those 5 are at least going 5 to 6 games minimally. Like I don't think any of the 5 top Eastern Conference teams are getting swept in any round. So it should be a good matchup, but it's just like they got to stay healthy. They can't. If any one of them if Durant or Kyrie gets hurt, like they just can't afford injury. The Nets are so thin.
Kyrie and Kevin Durant. Yeah, go ahead. But
yeah, I was just saying they're so thin. Like, and they're gonna like Kyrie and Durant are playing like probably 38 to 40 minutes in the playoffs. Like they have to. They can't afford to come off the court for so long. Not that Durant can't do it because he's done it before, but the age and the injuries are starting to wear up. But that 40-minute mark is getting a little scary.
Yeah, most definitely. But I think one thing we worry about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Yes, I feel like they're going to perform like they do. I have no questions about that. But we got to look at guys like Steph Curry, see how he's going to be able to perform. We got to see how Drummond, like I said, Drummond is going to be important for y'all because y'all need rebounding. But having him out there is going to expose his weaknesses a lot more. You don't want to put Nicholas Claxton in a lot of situations because, dealing with a lot of big men in the East. So I just think that's a lot of things. Now we got to worry about Steve Nash and his late game adjustments and the way he does a lot of things. That's another big variable to worry about. Because understand, when you get to the playoffs, not only the stars shine, but the coaches shine too, as far as, their type of their plays and X and O's, because those are the ones that be able to move forward. So those are big variables to worry about when we talk about the Brooklyn Nets. I understand we're talking about Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Yes, they're 2 big things, but let's worry about the surrounding pieces to make everything work.
I agree. If Steph Curry pulls a Joe Harris, you really may not ever see me again. Cause I can't take that again. But what I can say is, like, honestly, like, all jokes aside, the Nets don't really have to worry about any team except for Milwaukee. And I'm really scared because I don't even think, honestly, we can beat them healthy. Like, Greek is different, and Drew Holiday can limit Kyrie just enough.
He's shooting 40% from 3 this year. I just have to keep every episode saying it over and over again.
And Kobe Middleton.
Yeah.
Like, Boston, I need Boston to handle Milwaukee for me. But it should be fun.
Yeah. Right now, the Nets would be playing the Bucks probably in round 1. And that's the scary thing, because I just think that's a terrible matchup. Round 1, you have to go that's a 7-game series. If it costs 7 games.
Like, slander is crazy for whoever loses.
But it's sick because right now Brooklyn's the 8th seed and Cleveland's the 7th. So like if Brooklyn tanked the game and just fell back to the 8th, they play Miami. And then they could skate to the conference finals. But how do you do? Are you going to sit Kyrie and Durant and you're going to lose to Cleveland? The Cleveland, I think, is a team that's going to lose in the first round. They're cool. It's cool for them to be there, but they're going to lose in the first round, regardless of who they play.
Yeah.
So it's I
think that.
How you going to lose to Cleveland in the play-in? That's the only way. Unless somehow you pray Milwaukee either gets to the 1 seed or you pray Milwaukee falls to the 3, but they just beat Philadelphia today. Philadelphia's now the 4 seed as of this second. So good luck.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that we gotta look at, but I think Brooklyn won't be able to tank because they're having to play in game against Cleveland. I know they're not.
No way.
They're gonna try to get. They're trying to go and get the 7th spot, but they're playing either Milwaukee, Miami or Philly. Or Boston in a sense. Boston can be able to get right back to where they had. But I just think that it's going to be a good series that a lot of people are trying to, not play. But Milwaukee don't care. I know Boston don't care who they're playing against. Both of them don't play. I tell you, those 2 teams probably do not care. As far as Miami, Philly, but Chicago know where they at. They ain't got time. They know where they're at. But those teams are worried about. They don't want to play that first round.
I just want to know why the Nets signed Goran Dragic. I'm just still confused about this signing. It still is I guess they needed more guard. I guess they need more players that could play in the playoffs. That's been there, but the Dragic one just seems to me.
You think
they need another dribble?
Yeah, but they need another ball handler.
But how many under 6'3" people can you play in the playoffs?
Bro,
4?
Bro, don't get me started on that.
Bruce Brown under 6'5". Kyrie under 6'5", Steph Curry under 6'5", Patty Mills under 6'5", Goran Dragic under 6'5". You cannot play all of them in the playoffs. It's not possible. You cannot against Milwaukee or against the Philly. Yeah, nah, bro. You just can't. I mean, Boston has Marcus Smart's like a 6'4", but he's really like 6'8" with his weight. So it's like you can't. They can't afford to play. They can play 3 of them probably max. I don't know who the 3 is. I guess who's hot. And Bruce Brown's probably gonna be the one setting at the rotation, but he's the defensive one. So it's like, what do you do there? It's gonna be a heck of a. I can't wait to see what Nash does. It's gonna be really interesting what Nash can cook up.
Or what he doesn't cook up.
And he's the X factor. He's definitely the X factor.
Oh, for sure. The Y factor. I don't even know what to call him. Like, he's the J factor. I don't even know. Like, he's gonna have such an important role. But any final takeaways about the East period? Just like with the Nets are kind of throwing a wrench in a lot of East teams' plans. But like, do you think any of the other teams? What other teams do you think are going to be affected by Kyrie being able to play full time?
Philly. You said are going to be affected?
Yeah, are affected by Kyrie being able to play full time.
Philly.
Screwed in Miami. Done.
Yeah,
but
Miami's
I think Miami is that. I think that Miami is that with any of the top teams, not just Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And I think Toronto might give them a run for their money too.
Oh, I would love to see. Yeah, that'd be Toronto giving a run for their money. Toronto might get, to be honest. I mean, they dislike each other more. It's what it seems like. It's just such a small like. Scotty, they want to play together. I hear no arguments. And another team that's huge, like they were. I saw the other game. They had a 9-man rotation with 3 people off the bench for like over 6'9". Like, and I forget who they just signed. But they signed like another big, or they traded at the deadline, or the sign. They picked.
They got Thaddeus Young.
Yeah, another 6'8" plus guy, like that can play 2 to 3 positions. So it's
they
like
got a lot of length.
Just a lot of length. Like, if I'm them, to be honest, I don't even really play. Achua's been decent. He probably isn't playing more than 20 minutes for me in a playoff game, just because you can play Pascal at the 5 with Scotty, like you're good enough, and with Boucher. So, but yeah, and OG. Like, so, like we said though, Miami, I think he clipped. Kyrie probably clips Miami, and good luck to Lowry trying to guard him if that's the matchup. So, with those things, yeah, I mean. At least he'll have something to fall on.
Literally.
Any final remarks though before we end the episode?
No, but this is about to be a very good play. We talked
yes
before earlier about the college rivalries. This Eastern Conference playoffs is going to be fun to watch. I tell you that.
Very.
I can guarantee all the Malcolm and Ron fans this. I will have the most epic live and YouTube video rant if we lose in the first round.
Oh, I can't wait. You're gonna have to do a Malc and Ron show. You're not doing a Malc and Ron show.
Yeah,
I got to.
He's
gonna give the play-by-play breakdown on no layups
and we're gonna give you the floor. And you can do that. Yeah, you can do the layups. No layups. Put the breakdown. Play-by-play breakdown on no layups. You can do all that. But on the live, you gotta go on Malc and Ron show, and we will give you the floor. You can be able to start talking from then and there. We'll let you talk.
I got you for sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway, if you listen on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube, or any of our other platforms, make sure you are subscribing, sharing, and commenting. Malcolm.
And make sure y'all follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at Malc and Ron Show. We have a lot of hot takes. Ron talk about his Cowboys, and his Wizards. Anybody crazy and delusion that Ron talks about, he does it on his Twitter. So make sure y'all tune into our Twitter. And on Instagram, mine lays out a lot of content. So make sure y'all tune in. And make sure y'all tune into G's No Layups. He does a lot of game-by-game breakdown. He even talks about my Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum, so I love it. So make sure y'all tune in, though. See y'all.
Hey.